So how was your day?
That day's pretty good.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna get a haircut.
No,
Have you gotten
I
a
did get a
haircut yet?
haircut.
You did?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
When did
Yeah.
that happen?
Get it off the ears, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Is that the reason for all the
Last
caps
Friday?
being worn over the previous episodes?
No, I just
Just noticed it.
So do I.
no, it's just that 90% of the time
Yeah.
I'm wearing a hat.
Mhm.
Like this is typical. I take my hats off for classes. I take my hats off for podcasts. Other than that, I'm wearing a hat. So I was like, why am I? I always have a hat on, which is why I think I have this shit here. But like, hats are not good for your scalp.
Yeah, that was good.
But
You managed to find a barber there?
yeah, I did.
How far?
Kind of down there a little ways. I found another one earlier. We went out looking for ingredients and shit. I found one that says men's grooming lounge, and on the sign has a guy with a beard, and I was like, this looks like my kind of place.
That's my guy.
Yeah. But because the last one, he did all right. Everything was going good until I was like, oh, what's your name, by the way? And he was like, oh, my name is right there on the thing. This dude's name is Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
Sounds like a porn
And I
star.
was like, oh, damn, bro.
Who
We
who
was
is
doing
he?
so good.
I mean, who is he?
Sounds like a
The Roman
plus-sized
counterpart
porn
of Zeus?
star. What the hell? When I moved to Cavite,
Yeah.
I don't get my haircut there. I get my haircut in Baclaran because it's on the way to the office. So I get my haircut before going
Right,
to
right.
work. I'm particular with my barber. He needs to be someone who looks like he could beat someone up. So if you want to get the
Okay.
manliest haircut, hopefully he's still there. Whoever you are.
You know, I want to go over here next time. It'll probably be like in a couple weeks, maybe 12 or 13 days or something like that before I get another haircut. Because I get it cut short on the side, so I'll have to go so often.
Back in the 90s, you barely get any haircut.
But yeah, in the 90s?
Yeah, long hair was actually the in thing here in the Philippines. I don't know if it's the same in the US just because of the Backstreet Boys.
I had the
And
Had,
French frosted tips. You remember those?
frosted. Yeah, I didn't do no
Oh,
frosted tips.
frosted tips. That's the one I grew up. What the hell is this kind of style? Even my
was-
brother was using that when he was.
It was
a
cool
kid.
for the first couple of years, but then the Jersey Shore happened.
Jersey Shore.
Remember those
Yeah,
dudes?
Jersey Shore. Yeah,
All of a sudden,
All-
frosted
all,
tips are
uh,
uncool.
the
So
situation. Yeah,
yeah, that
spray
that
tans
messed
and
the situation. Snooki,
Snooki.
I heard she's doing well now.
I think they all are. They do reunions every now and then. Holly D
Ironically,
is
she looks the one that's most well put together among all of them.
yeah. Could you imagine having your early 20s documented for the whole world to see? Oh, Lord.
God, no.
boy.
But they have.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Paper Straw Podcast. I'm Chris Short. I'll be hosting today's episode, and with me, as always, is Christian Tajedis and Ian Rignon. Fellas, how's it going?
Good.
And we have a special guest too, Rayon Shinchan, which is beside Christian. And
Yeah, I decided to adopt this day.
Yeah, I mean, all guests are welcome. Right?
Yeah, it's Christmas. It's
Yeah.
almost
Well,
Christmas.
not yet.
It's almost.
Let's finish up. Let's
Not
finish
yet.
up. This is our last go at Halloween. So.
Oh yeah.
It's not a very fun Halloween if all the kids are wet, right?
True.
Yeah.
Soggy ass. I mean,
Yeah.
I take
No
soggy
one's-
candy over no candy any day.
No one's gonna be setting diapers on fire anytime soon,
Mm.
right? At least here in the Philippines, we don't actually celebrate Halloween that much. So,
Yeah,
in the US, I guess. Hopefully, everyone's doing fine.
it's a big deal. Commercially a big
In the
deal.
West.
For the kids, do something for the kids.
And if we do, it's more of a sideline because it's more of remembering those who have passed on. But
Yeah. Hey, you guys kind of suck the fun out of Halloween.
We
Well,
Asians
at
turn
least there's
holidays-
some kind of fun.
Just notice that
There's
like,
some
we,
kind of fun still there.
we Asians turn your holidays into a chore.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's Halloween. It's like, yeah, let's go to the cemetery. Like, wait, what? No, we don't really go to the cemetery.
Suddenly,
on Halloween.
Halloween holidays become responsibilities. Like,
Yeah, that's actually kind of true. And then the best holiday, y'all don't even adopt. Like, Thanksgiving is the best holiday by far.
but it's not in our history.
Because we really don't have an autumn. Yeah, it's not on our history. That's one. And number two, we do not have an autumn
we
season.
don't know how to adopt.
I have a rebuttal for the it's not part of our history argument. It's just a day to give thanks.
Yeah, we do that every Sunday.
Like, everybody is thankful for something.
But we do that every
Yeah,
Sunday.
We do that every Sunday for 500 years.
No, but
Yeah,
you should thank
we've
you
been.
should thank real people.
I get what
Well,
you're saying.
we do that every day.
Do you
If,
with a big ass meal
there's
with a shitload of food?
Well, it
Y'all not
doesn't
doing
have to
things.
be like.
Y'all not doing Thanksgiving weekly or daily. I promise
Well,
you.
it doesn't have to be like that. I mean, maybe it's just a culture thing, but no.
Well, it's the
uh,
best. It's the best holiday, so I don't know why y'all fighting it.
Thanksgiving.
It's the
But
best.
then again, in the
Yeah.
aspect of giving thanks, we are doing that.
My kid fell.
Oh, what happened to Shinchan?
Imagine
he's like, I heard enough of this shit.
Imagine what Thanksgiving would be like. Then realize he's Asian.
Anyway,
We-
He got the. It's like he's got that what is it? Zematriptyline or whatever that shit is from Turkey. Makes you sleepy. The enzyme in Turkey that makes you sleepy.
oh boy.
Why do you
As
add
I was
that
saying,
thing? Tryptophan.
Turkey,
Tryptophan, right?
tryptophan. No, it's natural and it's natural in turkeys.
it's
natural.
natural. It's a natural hormone in a turkey.
Yeah, it's enzymes.
Tryptophan.
I always thought it started
That's
with a Z.
Yeah, but as I was saying, Christian's right. We've been giving thanks every Sunday at church for 500 years. So that's that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, Thanksgiving is the best holiday. You
We
get
have
there's
we have
certain
so much of that here. We have
there's
fiestas.
only certain foods you get. There's only certain foods you get on Thanksgiving, right? Like, how often? Like, it's a full-on feast.
Yeah, but the problem with the Thanksgiving thing is it's gonna be an elitist holiday here in the Philippines, considering turkey is not that prevalent to us here in the middle class. It's downright expensive
Oh, yeah,
here in the Philippines.
I went to buy a turkey.
Like,
And
I went-
you would,
I went to buy a turkey last Thanksgiving, and it was about $50 for a turkey.
yeah.
So-
If you
And
think
on-
about it, if you're gonna be turning it into holiday, it's gonna be a problem for a majority of people here because you will be outpricing them in the holiday, and that's not a
Yeah,
lot
of
of things.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's not a lot of stuff to actually give thanks for. Like, thanks for not actually allowing us to buy turkey because of the price.
and
y'all do
besides,
that, but I mean,
and besides, in the countryside, we have fiestas. If you
Yeah,
guys have
fiestas.
Thanksgiving every November, we are just like the Mexicans. We have fiestas.
In
So,
our area, we have 3
it always
for
depends-
this month. So,
Yeah, yeah, right.
Every
I mean,
barangay
yeah,
has their own fiesta.
yeah. It always depends on the community. It always depends on the town, but it's actually dependent on the uh since this is a majority Catholic nation, the Philippines, that is, the patron the patron saint
Yeah,
of that
and
town. So
if
that's
we're gonna be
yeah.
adopting it in a literal sense from the U.S. Thanksgiving, we're gonna be the Indians in this scenario. So I don't think we'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe us white people,
Yeah.
maybe all us Afghans and
Yeah, and
Americans and
and once
expats,
again, you guys
we'll
will be the
band together.
once again, you guys will be the pilgrim in this movie. So,
Yeah. I hope my internet holds up. It is
Yeah.
pouring the rain, like hardcore
Oh,
raining.
yeah.
I think
But
there's already evidence in
before
mind. because-
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Mm.
Before Thanksgiving, it's we have to settle first with Halloween, and Halloween is
Yeah.
tomorrow by this recording.
Yeah, tomorrow what's this Friday or this Thursday?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe today when this drops. This may drop on Halloween.
Yeah, this will
Wait.
drop on Halloween.
Yeah.
So happy
But
Halloween, everyone.
all right, so I wanted
Mhm.
to discuss some of the most gruesome true murder stories in history.
Yeah.
Right, I got some pretty good details. I don't know how
Is there a
how
murder
familiar
that's
you guys
not
are with
gruesome?
these. These are the most gruesome.
They're the most gruesome.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
these are. Yeah, this is like
It's like Timothy
top tier
Chalamet
fucking-
and
Some-
Tom Holland. One is double handsome, right?
yeah, yeah. But all right. Oddly enough, the first story is about the Black Dahlia murder from 1947.
Mm.
Black Dahlia murder. Right?
Yeah. Elizabeth Short, no relation,
I hope so.
nicknamed the
hope
Black
so.
Dahlia, was a
she there?
22-year-old.
Is she there?
Bro, I felt like it. I smell something. I smell like something burning.
Okay.
Was a 22-year-old aspiring actress found murdered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. Now, her body was cut in half and severely mutilated, with her face grotesquely altered and drained of blood. The case garnered widespread media attention and remains unsolved, with numerous theories about the identity of the killer, including possible connection to Hollywood.
She's an actress.
About the Black Dahlia murder?
I've researched it, and I've researched it, and aside from the actress and the murder associated with her, there's also a band called the Black Dahlia Murder, a heavy metal band.
Oh, really?
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, Black
a
Dahlia.
death metal even. So it's
I think they turned it into a movie.
ooh,
Yeah, they
alright.
Like, was this ever sold?
So it's a band. It is a movie from 2006. No, Unsolved.
Unsold.
Yeah.
It remains
She was-
unsolved.
Yeah, January 15, 1947.
It's called Black Dahlia
Yep.
because of the film The Blue Dahlia, which was released in 1946, which is actually a film noir. The genre
yeah.
is
Yeah, yeah,
film
yeah.
noir. Yeah.
Black Dahlia. Do we even have actually a colored picture of her?
No, there's not one. I don't think. But yeah, it's a. I feel that this is one of the most Hollywood things.
Yeah.
There's actually a page on the FBI website about it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
figured this would be a sore spot for them, right? Since this is still unsolved.
Yeah, it's still unsolved.
And a high profile case. With a high profile
Yep.
victim.
She
Like,
was a
what year was
22-year-old.
What year was
47.
this actually? 47. Then they only made a movie out of it
47.
in 2000. What? 2007?
I think there was a book, and there's been a lot of. So when these things happen, I feel like when it goes unsolved, obviously big name people are involved.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Like, usually the truth
'Cause most
actually
times-
comes out immediately unless it's being shielded by money and power.
Right. Right. Especially the FBI's on the case, and you don't know who did it.
And I
And
don't think that
yeah.
as much as public opinion has actually infiltrated the atmosphere in this era, like, I don't think the FBI is actually that incompetent even back then.
Right. Yeah. But all right,
Like
let's talk about another one, because this one there's a movie on this. So if you guys want to dive into it,
Yeah. Just in addition to this one, Chris, we have a version of this sadly here in the Philippines. An actress
Pepsi,
named
what's her
Nida
face?
Blanc. Yeah, Nida Blanca
Oh.
has been murdered.
Oh yeah, Nida Blanca, yeah. And prior to that, Pepsi Paloma. But I guess it's more Nida Blanca than Pepsi Paloma.
Wasn't Pepsi Paloma
Blanca?
was she classified as self-unaliving?
Oh yeah, I guess that's different.
That
But,
remains to still be.
when it comes to high profile, Pepsi Paloma is right next to Nida Blanca when it comes to
Yeah, but Nida Blanca is
publicity.
completely in line with murder, right?
yeah.
There's no
when it-
question about it.
Yeah. Let's just say that the Pepsi Paloma case is just adjacent, and again, as you said, yeah, it's more
And
on self-offing.
Yeah, so Nida Blanca is a famous actress here in the Philippines. During the later years of her life, she was actually murdered in where? Her condominium, right? This was.
It's in her car, not in the. I think it's in her
She
car.
was found. She was
She was
found in her
murdered-
car.
Hmm.
Because she was.
right? She
stabbed-
was killed in one place.
Yeah, at Atlanta Center in Green Hills. She was found in a car in the parking lot of Atlanta Center in Green Hills, San Juan, Metro Manila. This is back in 2001, like the millennium just rolled in on
Yeah.
November 7. The prime suspect for this one was actually her husband,
husband.
an American
Strunk?
named, Rod Strunk, not Trump, Strunk. Let's just
Strunk.
clarify everything here.
And
Rod Strunk.
and other than 9/11, that's the other um big news story that happened in 2001.
Yeah,
Here in
according
the
to
Philippines.
prosecutors, although Strunk didn't actually do the deed, done the deed, he actually hired a hitman to actually offer. Because he suddenly, it was said that he found out that he was gonna be disinherited in her will. So before that happened,
Right.
the dude wanna get his money. So
Well, there was this guy that surrendered and confessed.
yeah, and all
He
fingers
confessed
actually
that
point.
Strunk had hired him.
Yeah, Strunk had hired. But he was so adamant that he was actually innocent that when he moved back to the United States a couple of years later, it's weird, but he actually offed himself. But what was it? By jumping off a building, right? So, if you feel yourself as guilty, or I don't know what's the mentality regarding this. Do you off yourself if you feel guilty, or do you off yourself if you're still innocent?
From the second floor, that's enough? Just from the second floor?
I don't know. I
Maybe,
haven't lived in America. How tall are your buildings there with a second floor? Like the height of your
Cities-
ceiling might be
cities-
different from ours.
Face first
It
or
had-
head first? I
It
guess.
had to be a swan dive because second floor is just breaking legs. That's all that's
He
happening
must
off
have
the second floor.
he must have had good aim.
Uh huh. Unless it's the head or the spine.
That's crazy.
Going
Second
head
floor,
first.
Crazy.
I would be so like second floor. I'd be like, okay, either 50-50, right? If I don't, this is just going to be incredibly painful. And
Yeah.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going off the second floor.
It's either you erase yourself or you're gonna be left paraplegic for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but that's the underlying
Oh
question. with what
wow, he was very protected by the U.S. government. The U.S. court denied the extradition request, and Strunk immediately was released from jail. The Philippine government had filed a second extradition case against Strunk, but they didn't. They got left on red.
That's usually the story here in the Philippines when it comes to these things. It's not surprising. I don't think he was actually the first case to actually experience this.
Wow,
Is
this
that
shit
possible?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a good game. All right, the next one. Let's see if you guys have something similar in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see what.
yeah. Let's compare. Let's compare.
Let's
Okay,
see
this
if your
is actually
crazy
kinda fun,
actually
yeah.
matches our crazies.
Okay. So, in 1959, in Holcomb, Kansas, Herbert Clutter, his wife Bonnie, and their two teenage children, Nancy and Kenyon. Wow, a kid named Kenyon in 1959? Were brutally murdered by a guy named Dick Hickok and
Say what? now?
Harry Smith. Mm-hmm. That's his name.
And no one actually was
Dick
suspicious.
Hickok. I mean,
That's like if my name was Jesus H. Gunn and I was in Alabama.
yeah. Well, Dick and Perry, the killers who were seeking money for a planned robbery, tied up the family and shot them. Truman Capote later wrote the book In Cold Blood, which detailed the crime and the psychological backgrounds of the murderers, bringing national attention to the case.
Mm.
So, two dudes just killed a whole family for a little bit of money. 1959, ain't nobody really had no money.
Uh huh. And
Everyone was desperate back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always those people, right?
uh-huh.
But yeah, do you guys have many firearm things murdered here? Because they're illegal for most people.
For what?
Firearms.
Firearm related
Firearms?
crimes? Is that
Firearm related murders.
oh firearm related murders?
Usually what
Not
involves...
by police. Because those are
Here in
daily.
the Philippines, it's usually just suicides when it comes to the use of firearms. Not a lot. Like it's the funny thing. Like a lot of people have been asking what the Philippine stance is when it comes to guns. We have them here. The funny thing is, it's easy to actually buy a gun here in the Philippines. It's just that we don't actually have that much crime regarding it. At
Right.
least
because,
not the ones
it's-
being reported on or high-profile cases that involves them. Like
And it's somehow restricted because
Joe Coy once made a joke about the Philippines, like we don't use knives to actually eat our food. We use
Off
those as
people.
weapons. So, and a lot of prevalent
Yeah.
crimes here in the Philippines is
That's true.
actually due to stabbing.
Mm.
You might notice it if you look
basically there's more knife crime. We have more knife
Yeah.
crimes than
at a lot
gun
of crimes here in the Philippines involve more crime of passion, like a lot of slicing, dicing, stabbing, like
Yeah.
like an infomercial.
Yeah. And don't get us started with Tondo, because Tondo is
Tondo.
is a district in Manila that has been notorious. It's been notorious
Tondo's wild.
for knife
Every time-
crimes.
Tondo's the wild, wild west for sure.
Every time a foreigner actually asks me regarding gun, I usually just point to them. Just go to Batangas and you'll understand what culture we have here.
Mm.
Oh yeah. as a half Batangueño, I can definitely agree.
Like
You
you
speak? Do
will
you speak Batanguanese?
There's no
Batanguanese.
such thing as there's no such thing as that actually. It's just the accent.
And bro, I can understand Tagalog. I cannot understand their accent. And being from the south of the
Yeah.
U.S. and spending time in the military, I've heard Spanish accents. I've heard New York, California, Chicago, Texas. I've heard them all. This is not just an accent. I feel like this feels
Yeah.
like an entirely different dialect.
Yeah, if there are any Australians that are gonna be watching this, could you introduce Chris to Bogan?
Oh, that they're. But that's different. They use different slangs. It's different slang and stuff, though.
Jesus Christ, that entire language is just slang. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
we don't really have that.
it's
You know what
like
I'm saying? Like an
like-
entire alternate language. I'm Pig Latin, I guess. Pig Latin.
it feels like a nursery rhyme of awful. In all honesty, because I work for a company, we
Yeah.
have to actually transcribe Australian
Oh,
conversations, and when we
Oh,
hit the
Lord.
part of Bogan, we immediately
game over.
eat ourselves, like pass it on to the next one.
and I also had that kind of background. So long story short, it just so happens that Christian and I had some kind of experience to this company. We're not gonna name it, but that company slash client for my end basically introduced us to Australian culture, to Aussie culture.
Yeah,
That's
as well
that.
as New Zealand, Kiwi, Kia ora.
Oh yeah. Kia ora to the Kiwis who may be listening or watching us live or after the fact on YouTube.
Yeah, so not a lot of killing regarding with the use of guns. Usually stabbing here. For those that are curious, that's why when we mentioned Nida Blanca murder, I did mention she was actually just stabbed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, this is
But it's
a
a-
replica. This is the replica of those kind of blades that are normally used
Can
for
you use that?
for
Ah,
knife
the
crimes.
butterfly. The butterfly.
Yeah, the
knife.
butterfly knife, aka the balisong.
see,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is
Show us.
where we go
Show us.
viral right here. This is
Show us.
where we go viral when Ian stabs himself in the throat.
see.
Hey! This is not real, okay? This is just a practice.
it's a
This is just a
practice.
practice knife.
Okay, yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have any
Edges.
sharp edges. It doesn't have sharp edges. It's just a practice knife. I deliberately bought this so that I can practice.
Okay.
You're
and
not a
perhaps
Batangueño if you
I-
can't actually use that thing.
Yeah, and for a half
already know.
Batangueño like me, it's half decent.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like the nunchuck. For
Shout
a
out to my
soul.
mom. She's the one. She's the one who is from Batangas, by the way.
It's the nunchuck for
But yeah,
your
all right.
soul.
I want to keep it moving because the next one is, and I'm curious if the Philippines has ever had a serial killer.
Oh yes. And once
Really?
again-
Like
yeah. Yes.
multiple.
Let's
Even up to
yeah.
now,
let's
it's been.
let's
Yeah, it still hasn't been found. Even up to now, people
Even
are,
up to now,
are
what?
still afraid of him or her, since we're actually equal now. So it's
So
he's called.
what's the story?
What is this called? It's due to the origin of it is the chop chop lady. So at one point, I don't know
Chop
if it's
chop
it
lady.
wasn't. It's in the 90s, right? That happened. There are a couple of body parts actually surfaced in a couple of areas in Manila. I'm just picking this out from memory. If I make any mistakes, someone correct me. So yeah, and
yeah.
people thought it was just a one-off thing. Then all of a sudden, a couple of months after, another group of body parts were actually found. Again, some of them were in, I don't know, trash bins. Some of them were actually put in cement in barrels,
Oh boy, yeah.
right? So,
those were nightmare
Yeah.
fuels for me as a kid.
After a couple of months, once again, then I guess it stopped. He might have gotten tired of the publicity. He stopped for a couple of years, then resurfaced. I think after 3 years of the last one.
Really?
Then I guess just recently, did he? Because you will only find out about these things in the tabloids here in the Philippines. Not much in bulletins, but mostly on tabloids. And our tabloids
And it's
are not.
even used as
And there's a difference between the tabloids here in the Philippines and I guess in America, right? Mostly the
Yeah,
tabloid.
tabloids in America.
The tabloids in the U.S. is Elvis is still alive. Elvis is an alien.
Like, yeah, the
Right?
original
Yeah.
clickbait.
Ours, our
Yeah.
tabloids is much more bloody. So if you want to find the gruesome stuff,
blood and guts.
get tabloids. Like
Blood and fucking guts.
that's the Roadhouse version of what we have for a newspaper. If anyone can understand what I mean. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
you know-
actually this one
Yeah.
is I just started watching this documentary. I haven't been able to finish it. I fell asleep on it twice. The Zodiac Killer.
Zodiac Killer. Oh,
It's a
yeah,
new documentary that just came on. It was just released on Netflix.
Ooh.
what's that?
The killer was never caught,
Yeah.
but now family and people that know him are like coming out and they're like, I think it was my dad or my stepfather that did it.
Do they have proof?
And it's like, what? Well, I'm going through. I'm still watching. I haven't made it through I keep falling asleep. Murder mysteries, murder documentaries, bro. They're my lullaby. I fall asleep so fast. It's I don't know why. It's
A TED talk
it's
would do that for me. Like,
and as recent as less than 24 hours ago, there are news items regarding the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, that's because they just dropped that documentary.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Oh.
just
What-
popped up on Netflix.
what better time to drop it than now, right?
Yeah,
in Halloween.
yeah. Because there's the number of serial killers that we've had in the United States is astonishing, actually.
Yeah, considering your history, how long has
Well, I
it has
mean-
been? Because you brought that over from the United Kingdom.
I mean, we've only been a country for what 250 years,
Yeah.
and we've had
Uh-huh.
more serial killers than anybody.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, okay, let's have a
I love this part.
discussion. There's opportunity. You know what I mean? Like there's opportunity more so than if you were living in England, right? It's a small place. You can't. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, we're
You know, if you're
experiencing
living in the
slowdown in our
Philippines, right,
video. I
it's
feel like our video is
technically-
actually being possessed.
It may be. They don't. There's some things they don't want me to say.
Oh boy.
But
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like America's such a vast place. I feel like you could commit a murder in Florida and just drive all night, and then you're 2,000 miles away.
Could it be that you brought
Yeah.
those people along
You know what I'm
throughout
saying? So
history?
psychologically speaking,
Like,
yeah, of
in the
course,
case
yeah. I mean,
of,
they're
like-
products of the United States for sure. I don't know how many immigrant.
they're
serial killers we
homegrown.
have.
Yeah.
really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're so proud.
these are
they're
these are
homegrown?
yeah.
They're not imported.
No,
Well,
no, but
we were
Yeah.
able to import one
Well,
to you guys,
I would-
or to export one to you
Is it-
guys.
is it crazy to say that I would rather my serial killers be homegrown than imported? Is that crazy?
No, we
Um,
actually imported one
perhaps.
to you guys. His name is Andrew Cunanan,
Oh, I don't know who that is.
the Versace killer.
Andrew Cunanan.
He killed Johnny Versace.
Oh,
Oh.
That's just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail.
Oh.
Chicken the mail.
This was. Oh. This happened in 1997, right?
Yeah, they killed Versace.
Oh.
Now he
Like
has a
Eminem,
gun.
right? Eminem had a line about it.
He's in the U.S. He's a Filipino. Now he
Yeah.
has a gun. Like the mindset actually changed when you switch time zones.
Uh-huh.
Crazy,
Versace is his victim.
Yeah,
They were in a relationship, so
Oh, I see.
yeah. I didn't know the killer was Filipino. That's crazy.
Kunanan?
Yeah, I never knew the killer's name. I only knew that Versace was killed. Like what year was this? 1996,
97.
97. Yeah,
97.
I was a freshman in high school. I didn't care anything about Versace.
And a couple of
You know what I'm
years
saying?
later,
Like,
the
oh,
Nina
somebody
Blanca
killed the
thing happened.
famous designer Versace. He was gay. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, gay back then is
But yeah, I mean,
still experiencing stigmas, right?
Actually, Andrew Cunanan is yeah,
mm,
Andrew Cunanan is not just Filipino American. He also has some Italian features
mm.
thanks to
Had a
his
little.
mom.
He definitely had a little Italian in him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he likes he likes the
At least
salami.
6 inches of Versace.
Uh-huh.
He likes
Yeah.
the Versace and the salami. And a little bit of pecorino on the side. I
I didn't
love the
know you.
accent of the
All I heard, you
Italians.
froze for a second. Heard was, all I heard
Salami?
was peck, and I didn't know where you were going with that word.
Pecorino. It's
Little,
pecorino.
little pecorino.
It's
Pecorino.
Sorry,
just dumb.
I stutter.
Ju-
I stutter
It's
sometimes.
just dumb.
Sure, it's not
Internet
Tourette's.
connection's
It was-
dumb.
That's my connection. It sounded like I said that. I
guess
didn't
it's
say that.
every one of us.
But do you guys remember the John Benet Ramsey? Was that big news here?
Yeah, it was.
The little
a
girl,
couple of minutes.
the little she was a little beauty queen.
I guess anything in
And,
in America regarding if it's gonna be in the 90s. There's not much chatter here in the Philippines because not a lot of us have cable.
Well, this is another one where someone came into. She was young.
Yeah,
she was 6 years old. Someone came into their house, killed her, left a ransom note on the same paper that is on the memo tablet in the parents' bedroom.
Yeah.
And people are always like, did the parents kill her? Like, what happened? And it's still today, it's unsolved.
Unsolved. What's the name
She
again?
said-
Sorry.
John Benet Ramsey.
She's had multiple documentaries made about it, right?
Bunch. It's been covered so
It's
much.
been
This was
covered so
such a
much.
like her picture. This was 1996. Her picture was all over the place.
Oh.
The parents were actually thought to be involved. Like, how many years has
Well,
it
it's
been?
weird. It's 1996. It's been almost 30 years.
Like,
20 years.
for a case of argument regarding the parents, if they were actually innocent regarding this, imagine
30 years.
every other year a documentary regarding what happened to your daughter actually surfaces. How can you move on?
Well,
She was erased, and she was erased on Christmas.
mm,
Yeah.
That's doubly tragic.
Right? So
it's crazy. It's a crazy story.
it's
That
fun
one's
to watch
crazy,
these
crazy, crazy.
documentaries and features on Netflix regarding these things. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're part of the family that were affected, it's gonna be hard for you to actually try to cope if everything
Right.
about entertainment is actually a reminder of your tragedy
True. Every year,
every year.
or I mean, it pops up in trivia. You know what I'm saying? Like this is pop culture now. The murder of your child is pop culture. That's crazy.
Very.
Imagine a question regarding your child gonna be the 1 million question for who wants to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's
Is
gonna be-
John Benet one word or two? It's like, oh shit, I seen this all over the news. Is it one word or two? I don't remember.
Right?
It's one word, by the way.
Then you have to feel happy if you
That's
won
one word.
because of that trivia.
Mm.
It's tragic when
But
it's
yeah.
kid
Yeah.
when these things are kids. I don't know if I'm biased with it, but it's a different feeling when it's a child.
Well, yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
I guess it's a universal thing. It's a universal thing. If a child dies, more so if he was erased, not by accident or disease. Yeah, it is the most tragic of child
The case is
deaths.
still not closed, right? It's still open, and people are
yeah,
actually still investigating it. Like, how long
yeah,
does it take for this to actually become a cold case?
yeah. It's the amount of unsolved cases is astonishing, actually.
Yeah, and the amount of cases that haven't been publicized in the news is even more
Mm,
astonishing. Like these things that we're talking about right now, these are just sensationalized pieces that every news station actually picked and choose. But I
hmm.
guess every state has about a bunch of them, right? In the
A bunch
U.S.,
of them.
not just in Boulder, not just in Tucson, a
Yeah,
lot of them. But these are the ones that they chose that will be. They think that will be providing them ratings and will get a lot of eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Another. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if the sad thing about this is, as much as high profile the John Binet murder was, or supposed murder, since it's still a cold case,
Mm,
it's still unsolved. Like, it's still unsolved with all the energy and effort that is being put into it. Just think of the cases that aren't actually publicized by the police. What
yeah.
type of effort is actually being put into it
I
without
mean,
the
think about
Yeah.
places
sensationalization of the
like
It
media,
it makes you think. It
right?
makes you think.
Chicago, where on any given weekend, like 6 people are killed.
See?
On average,
I don't know
Yeah,
what the average is, but it's up
and
there.
and that's
uh,
the killing is
yeah.
just about people asking if hot dog is a sandwich. So
Well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, there's a lot. If you notice, there's actually a thing like ones that become popular are the pretty ones. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Nobody cares when an ugly chick dies. Like it's just,
you have to put it on the front page, right?
yeah.
Like at the end
I
of the day, the
mean,
news is
look
just
at
all about selling.
when I was in high school, the Scott Peterson trial was
Yeah,
going on, and I was locked in.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I was locked in. OJ,
O.J. Simpson, of course. Can't
obviously.
obviously. Yeah.
I mean, I remember where I was during the Bronco chase.
To
Like
this day, it's
I
still
know
a
where I
mystery to
was.
me how the OJ trial actually got popular here in the Philippines, because we don't have American football to actually watch. So not a lot of people actually know him. I think a couple know him based on his movies, right?
Hmm.
He was in
Perhaps. He was an actor
he
after
was
his
an actor
NFL
for a short
career.
while,
Yeah.
but that thing got covered here. That's what surprised me.
Well, it was such a high profile thing. And that's another one. If you want to watch a good document, watch the movie with where Cuba Gooding Jr. plays OJ. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah.
his
I remember.
comeback, right?
There's a
Yeah, and I think uh what's his name? Ross from Friends?
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer plays Robert Kardashian.
Mm.
Yeah.
the family patriarch
Mm,
himself.
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all
And
it's
it
all relative.
just so happens that O.J. Simpson died this year. So
He did.
whatever secrets he may have been hiding while he was still alive, he took it to the grave.
Yeah, congratulations on him and Nicole Brown Simpson on getting back together.
Is
Yeah.
it still too soon?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, well, again, happy Halloween to everybody. Thanks for joining us. Apologies for the connection issues. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to turn
Yeah, we have
out
to
in the
cut
finished
this one
product.
short. We had to cut this one short.
Yeah, I had to cut this one.
Yeah,
I'm
that sucks,
short.
but yeah.
I mean, I think this is this ain't bad. I mean, it may be a short one, but I think we talked about some pretty cool shit.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to be dealing with the upcoming election in America over next week,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and we will
Yeah.
be.
yeah. Next week is
I guess we will make an exception for next week because we're gonna be doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But if it's gonna be a coverage for the entire election, you guys might see us the entire week of the election up to the result, discussing it,
Boy.
maybe.
Every single
monitor it.
day. That's
Like
gonna be a doozy.
Chris's pension depends on it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even though you're here in the Philippines, you're still an American. So
And the
yeah,
exchange
it
rate
does.
is gonna be a blast to check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully next time the internet connection is a little better. We got a storm coming through.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah,
Hope everyone's safe.
Stay safe.
but for
safe.
Stay safe, everyone, and
Yeah.
stay safe for Halloween. Stay safe for Undas. If you're going out to the countryside for vacation, yeah.
all right, yeah, have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one.